All right, we are back in Eve Online, working out, trying to do a efficiency base for setting up PI when you have limited characters and limited skills. I am currently on a storm world where you can get two separate materials that work for the same ultimate P2 item, being rocket fuel. A buddy of mine is trying to work out a system where he's only got the one character that can do planetary interaction and doesn't have full skills to be able to run a whole bunch of PI. So he's trying to combine some of the PI so he can make a more effective PI scheme. And as I was thinking about that, I was thinking, if you do it the right way and you're able to kind of maximize efficiency on a planet like this, you might be able to get up to P3 materials without really, losing out on, a bunch of overage material, which will happen when you have, multiple characters that are just getting the one P1. So we're going to go ahead and try to build something that's relatively efficient. So in this case, we need ionic solutions and suspended plasma so that we can make electrolytes and plasmoids. Now, I've already tested this, but I think I can make it a little bit more efficient for the video. And the whole point of this would be to make rocket fuel. So how I had this set up originally was multiple storage bins and stuff. Just wanted to make sure that I'd be able to route and everything properly. But I think we can still get by only having the one launch pad and the one storage bin. Well, before I put that down, let's make sure we're going to be somewhere where we're near all the materials we need. Okay, so ionic solutions, nice big thick beam there. Suspended plasma be down here. That should probably work. So if we do something like right here, maybe. So we're going to start with the platform and one storage bin. Let's get a little bit closer to that. Create a link. And now the only reason I'm going this route is just as a placeholder, so I know exactly where I'm looking to put these, because you're going to end up having two extractor heads. You still want to have it kind of as close to the resource as possible. And then we'll have to go back to scan for the ionic solutions to build the other head. I'm hoping the routing will work. If it doesn't, then the video's kaput and you won't even know about it. But if it does work, then you'll certainly know about it. Now, in this case, just for efficiency, because the last time I did, I was able to put 6 heads down, but I could only have one advanced factory, so I was actually getting a fair amount of overages on the P0 and P1 material. Or I'm sorry, 5 heads. So yeah, I had all 10 heads down, and it seemed like it was a good idea. But actually, for kind of the first time, because of the way this is set up, I ended up having more lower grade material than what I really wanted. So I think for now, we'll just put this in for a day and a half, because we're not looking to keep this ourselves. We're just about ready to get our own little production scheme going on a much larger scale somewhere. So now let's go ahead and get this extraction started. And then the suspended plasma, route that into the storage bin and submit. Then we can start on this one here, where we are getting that delicious, delicious fluids. So in this case, this one here is the suspended plasma. the one good thing about this is very unlikely to have to switch this out very often, because with so few heads comparative to normally putting 10 down, you'd be able to suck a lot of this up, where with this, again, be less than half that time. So you could probably just restart extraction on this multiple times, and just keep the heads where they're at for probably a week or so. Makes for a little bit less work. So let's see. Now we're going to set this up for 3 basic. Now I am keeping a little distance just so that I can keep an eye on where materials are going. And then let's see if we can't get 2 advanced factories here. That'd be really, really helpful. Looks like we did it. Good, good, good. It's a very different setup from what I'm accustomed to, but if it works, it works. Now, in this instance, we are also, again, a bit lucky because I do have some materials already in here for the electrolytes. So what I'll do, just for time being, I'll put just 4,000 each. And also this 330 rocket fuel is what I was able to produce on the previous system that only had the one advanced factory, and is able to do that in a little over 2 days. So what we can do here, so let's make sure we got to always make sure you're getting the right material in there. So this one here is the suspended plasma, supposedly. I was pretty sure this was suspended plasma. So let's verify that. That's suspended plasma. Are you also suspended plasma? That's not making a lot of sense, is it? That should be... They cannot be the same. So you're the ionic solutions, and you are the suspended plasma. So I think, well, let's just do it this way. That's saying suspended plasma. That's saying suspended plasma. There's no way. Give me 1 second to work this out, because I think the game's having a little bit of a brain fart. Okay, we are back. We had to restart the game because it was pulling the right materials out, but it wasn't showing it. So that would have interrupted our ability to keep on doing this stuff. So these top factories are all going to be electrolytes. And then do the routing. I'm not going to necessarily worry about screaming up out of here, since there's not so much routing to have to stop. So we'll keep that going. And this one here is going to be the plasmoids. Oh, gotta click the material first. There we go. Now, just for clarity's sake, the only reason I'm putting these on the launch pad as well, I need to install, is because I'm trying to keep the P0 material in its own storage. So in case there continues to be too much, you don't have to worry about it. The storage bin having so much material that it fills up. So it's far less likely that you'll be filling up the refined material in any meaningful way. And then let's go ahead and set these up while we're at it. That's for delicious little rocket fuels. Happy little rocket fuels. All right, so I'll submit that for now. We'll go ahead and start routing these solutions. Oh, let's see, we are ionic solutions. Need to go to electrolytes. And we start routing the plasma. And I'm sure it goes without saying, you'll need to be able to kind of mentally keep track of what's going where. But it's not a whole bunch of stuff that you have to worry about, which is good. So then from here, fortunately, like I said, we've already got the electrolytes and plasmoids in there, so it'll be easier to create the routes. And then submit and you're done. Now, we'll see how much more efficient this is. Like I said, I wanted to leave a little power grid on there just to, for people who don't have the full PI upgrade for command centers. So hopefully this will be something useful for taking care of power deficiencies as well. And that's about it. We'll check in on this and comment on the video later with what our numbers are as far as getting PI out. My guess is it's going to be close to, if not even a little bit more than what you might get doing high sec or low sec PI, which obviously not nearly as great. But if you've got limited resources and limited power grid, then you gotta work with the resources you have. So it's not a bad intro.